Trinity. Hey, come here. Come here. Good girl. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to Trinity's training page. We're hoping that today will be our last day with Trinity up on this table and we can start transitioning her to the ground. We're gonna work on some casting with different objects and things with Trinity. Something that I didn't use the other day was this white 3-inch bumper. Fetch. Fetch. That's a good girl. Trinity's got kind of a small mouth, so it's a little bit harder for her to get some of these larger objects in there. Here, here, here. Come here. Trinity, here. Here. There we go. No, here. Pulled the old switcheroo on me, didn't she? Here. Fetch. Fetch. Sit. Give. Fetch. Fetch. Well, that ear pinch is doing wonders, isn't it? Here. Here. Sit. Good. Here. Give. Give. Still want to make sure that the dog moves away from the bumper and not the bumper away from the dog here, guys. Sit. 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 You can see Trinity, she's pretty compelled to get something in her mouth. Now that's a sign of a dog that's going through a good force fetch program. Fetch. Fetch. She wants to have something in her mouth because now it's more comfortable to have something in that mouth than not, okay? Give. Give. Sit. Fetch. Fetch. Now I want to start adding a little distance if I can. Fetch. Fetch. Good. Good girl. I want to start adding a little distance away from Trinity. Sit. Sit. And you may have to pan the camera back. I don't know, but I'm about 10 feet or so away from Trinity. Fetch. Fetch. Okay, we're gonna start building that. Here, come here. That distance away from her. Here, give, sit, sit, fetch. Good. Here. As you can see, Trinity's obedience is here. Fetch, fetch. Is not as good as it was when we first started this. We've done a couple of maintenance sessions. Give. Looks like we need to do another one. I'm believing that Trinity's just about done up here on this table. Give. Give. Sit. 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 Good. Sit. Sit. Fetch. Sit. I don't want to confuse Trinity here by putting a bunch of collar pressure on her for sit. Give. Sit. 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 Good. Good. When she looks at me, I want to praise her. Sit. Good. Fetch. Good. Here. Here. Sit. Good dog. Good dog. And I've been letting her get away with this lazy sit a little bit here on the table. Sit. Only want to fight one battle at a time. Sit. Sit. All got to do with pressure. Sit. Sit. Give. Sit. Watch. Sit. Sit. Hey. Sit. Good. Good. Fetch. No. Fetch. Fetch. She's going to try to cigar that 3-inch bumper. It's a little harder. Here. Here. Sit. Good. Good. Give. Sit. Sit. Fetch. Good. This is going to be our last session up here, guys. Sit. Ultimate test here. Sit. 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 Fetch. She wanted to go to my left, so I'm going to make her go to my right. Here. Here. Sit. 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 Sit down. Good. Sit. 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 Fetch. Fetch. Now we're fetch. Fetch. Fetch, 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 fetch. Good, good. Give. Fetch, fetch. Good, good girl. Give. Fetch, fetch. That's a good girl. Give. Sit, sit, sit. Fetch. We're working on casting here a little bit and suction, okay? You notice here, here, here. Sit, sit. Give. She's been compelled to go get what I've thrown up until this point. Now sit, sit. Here, sit. Now what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of placing that bumper. Sit. Fetch, fetch, fetch. And then I'm casting her the opposite direction. Here, here. That's starting to introduce her to a little bit of suction here. Give. Sit, sit, fetch. Pitching one bumper, casting the opposite direction. Here, here. Good. Here, 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 here. She don't want to come off that table. Here. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Give. Give. I think she's pretty much got this down, guys. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get Trinity down on the ground here, and I'm going to get my regular 2-inch force fetch bumper, and I'm going to get our new camera person that we've got here working for us here, Brittany. She's new here at the kennel, and I'm going to get her to pan this camera down to the ground, and we're going to start introducing Trinity to a little bit of force fetch here on the ground. Sit. Fetch. Good dog. Sit. Give. Sit. Fetch. Fetch. We're going to transfer this down to the ground here. Sit. Give. Sit. Fetch. We'll go back to the ear pinch. Fetch. Fetch. Didn't even put any pressure on her. Just sit. Sit. Just simply holding her ear. Give. Sit. Fetch. 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 That's a good girl. Got her moving one step there and transferring her to the ground. If you've done a good job up there, you won't have a lot of trouble here. Give. Sit. Fetch. Fetch. That's a good girl. Simply fetch. Fetch. I did put pressure there. Sit. 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 Heel. Heel. Here. Sit. 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 Give. Sit. Fetch. 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 Atta girl. Sit. I gave her a couple collar nicks right there. Heel. Always want to go through the motions here on the retrieve. Here. Here. Sit. 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 Give. Sit. Fetch. 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 Good. Here. Gave her a 3 high neck right there. Here. Sit. 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 Give. Same thing. Bumper from the dog. Not, don't take the bumper from the dog. Let the dog move away from the bumper. Fetch. Fetch. Atta girl here. Good. Here. Here. We're going to get that cigar and taken care of too. Sit. Sit. Give. Fetch. Good. Sit. Sit. Give. Sit. Fetch. Good. Here. Here. No collar pressure on that one. Here. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Give. Sit. Sit. Here. Here. Heel. Sit. Sit. I'm going to move over here, and I've got another tool I'm going to introduce you guys to today. This session's went a direction I hadn't actually planned on it, but hey, we're training this dog, right? Here. Sit. Sit. This is kind of like the lead that I use on my collar conditioning for my obedience. Give. This is our walking fetch lead, and it's a little bit heavier rope, and it's made just pretty much to fit me. Sit. It's just made out of a piece of 1/2 inch rope, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually start some walking fetch. I got that thing slid up on my arm there a good bit. I'm going to drop that bumper, and I'm going to just walk Trinity here, kind of walk her around, heel, fetch, 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 good, here, heel. This is the introduction of walking fetch. Sit, sit. Just going to pitch that bumper right there. We're going to make a loop and come to it, here, 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 fetch, 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 good, no, fetch, fetch, atta girl, sit, fetch, sit, give, here, here, fetch, fetch, here, 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 fetch, good dog, sit, fetch, sit, here, heel, heel, here. Now I put one collar nick on her a while ago. Sit, sit, give, sit, here, fetch, fetch. I got her right there, here, sort of driving her to the bumper. Sit, quiet, Gus, be quiet, give, sit. He'll get it figured out in a minute. He's got a bark collar on. Fetch, fetch, little nick right there on the 3 high. Here, sit, sit, give. This is kind of the way we start our force to pile also. Here, 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 good girl, fetch. Now looky there. Now look what she's doing. Here, here, sit, sit, give, sit. Here, 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 fetch, fetch. I'm not putting any back pressure on her. Fetch. Every time she cigars that bumper, I'm taking it from her and I'm nicking her for fetch. Sit. She'll eventually get that figured out. Give. Here. Turn inside, turn outside. Here. Fetch, fetch. A little collar pressure right there. Sit. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. Well, guys, that about wraps it up for our session for today on force fetch. We got a little further than I anticipated. We weren't getting a whole lot out of Trinity here on the table, so I wanted to go ahead and move her to the ground. Here, sit. If you guys will just stay with us over the next few days, we're going to start doing some multi-bumper walking fetch, and then we'll move to multi-object walking fetch. I'll show you how we do that. All along, we're going to continue to be collar conditioning Trinity to fetch. Collar conditioning to fetch, to me, is not something that's just done 2 or 3 days on the force fetch table and then you're done with it. You're also going to work on it during your multi-bumper fetch. You're going to work on it during your multi-object fetch. And then we'll move to birds shortly after that. We'll do a small bird like a pigeon, and then we'll do like a medium-sized duck. I got some mallards that are a lot smaller. They're about the size of a wood duck. We'll do them, then we'll do regular type mallards. And then I'm going to show you guys how to do another drill that I learned from Steve Endurance over in Georgia. It's called force on a single. And even if dogs like to retrieve, I still do force on singles with them. That's part of force fetch to me. And then we'll move on from force to singles to pretty much doing a lot of field work. You guys will see Trinity in the field a lot, getting her ready to be more steadied up, and also getting her ready to compete at that junior hunt test level. We're shooting for April the 10th, 2015. That's about 25 days from now for her to run her first junior. We'll see how that goes. We have to have her entry in by the 30th of this month. So we'll see where she's at by then, and hopefully we can get her ready to run that first junior hunt test up at Ravenna. in Texas here on April the 10th. So you guys stay tuned. We got it underway, and before you know it, we're going to have ourselves that well-trained retriever.